Colin Booth, political guy at the Granite Post. We have talked and written at length about House Bill 1569, legislation that could dramatically change how you register to vote in the state of New Hampshire. This is a bill that would require proof of citizenship to register to vote in the state. Election experts say it would have dramatic impacts on a wide range of would-be voters here in New Hampshire. I spoke to Senate Democratic leader Donna Soucy to get an update on recent amendments to this legislation and a lot of concerns she has over it passing.
We talk about just how wonderful our elections are. Recently, in the presidential election, we had huge participation. Even with the president's name not on the ballot, we had a huge write-in effort. The write-ins were counted. They were counted in a timely fashion. After every election, there is an investigation done of all the affidavits that people submit, and rarely is anyone prosecuted. We do not have a problem. So it really makes me scratch my head trying to figure out what, in fact, the Republicans that are, sponsoring this legislation are trying to do, other than to antagonize voters and just challenge those that are trying to cast their ballots. The other thing that's going to be very challenging for any of these proposed changes is filing is less than a month away, and these changes would have to be put in place. Any changes that you make require a great deal of training. For local officials, it's an extreme burden on the Secretary of State's office. As I said, would lead to some really significant delays, not only in registration, but potentially allowing people to cast their ballot on Election Day. Amendment is fraught with problems, particularly regarding the issue of citizenship. Citizenship is something that people have not had to prove before. Once they're registered to vote, you don't need to prove citizenship to get an absentee ballot. That would appear to be a new requirement. People don't often carry birth certificates and passports around with them if they're US citizens. There's a requirement that the Secretary of State, Attorney General, and Department of Safety sort of pull together this team that would be available to answer questions of local officials who are trying to get people registered. I just think it's going to lead to long waits, backups, all kinds of problems. And the only appeal someone would have from that decision of a moderator is to the Superior Court. And that's costly. And it shouldn't cost somebody money to be able to exercise their right to vote.